this year marks the 100th anniversary of World War I, the Centennial. It was at this time when the United States had mobilized and troops started to show up in Europe. It was at this time in early June that our forces first came into battle. And in researching the men from our community, our neighborhood, the Polish American community, there were scant records available. And we've researched and found and determined that yes, we know who all the list that are guys from World War II, there are plaques, but World War I there wasn't. So we've researched and identified these men, approximately probably upwards of 28 men from our community that laid down their lives in France from this time, early June, until November 11th when the war ended. And at the armistice, Poland became a free country. Of course, has special importance for the Polish American community here. But it was a very heartbreaking story that this young fellow would be the first Polish American and also the first Marine. He was in the Marine Corps at the Battle of Chateau Thierry, and he was killed in action 100 years ago to this day. That's what Walter Ratinski would have wanted. That's why he did it. That's why he sacrificed his life, laid down his life, and his last prayer was that we should, the people he loved, his community, neighbors, family, should share the blessings of liberty. And today, 100 years later, we do, and we can come here and thank him.
How does it make you feel to be someone 100 years old?
4 months ago, we weren't even too sure about him or who these guys were, you know, and we started researching, and then we find out, you know, that we try to find their relatives, descendants. Of course, they don't have descendants because they weren't married, they didn't have children. You know, so that's difficult. Great uncles, that type of thing. But as families move on, names change. Very difficult to track down. So it's us. We're the inheritors, his descendants, his community, the people of America that he laid down his life for. Respectful. We owe him to come over here 100 years later and show him what he died for. Thank you. God bless you, and God thank you for God shed his blessings on us, blessings of liberty as Americans. Very, very, very proud of it. Very respectful, to have their respect and to be thankful. You know, he didn't have to go there and die. You know, and just thankful.
Doing your research, how long was he in the country for?
Well, you know, that's very interesting because one of these maps here, if you look at it, it's three-dimensional from 1880, the Library of Congress, a map of Rochester. And if you identified some things like St. Joseph's Church downtown and Holy Redeemer Church, which Clifford Avenue was the city line at the time. So the entire area where the Polish community settled in the 1880s, 1890s was just farms and fields. So you look at that map in perspective, their family came over probably 1872. The family records, the father was born in 1840, came here probably around 1870s and started the children baptized before St. Stanislaus was even founded in 1890. So this is going back like, you know, over 140 years ago, and he was born here. He was born and baptized, a citizen. He died one day short of his 30th birthday. Yeah. And he's one of the few, we have three, at least Polish Americans, that their bodies were actually brought back to Rochester and are buried here at Holy Sepulchre. The two other fellows, young guys, were brothers that grew up on Roycroft Drive off Hudson Avenue, and they're both buried here. But to be able to gather at the gravesite of one of these soldiers killed in battle is rare, that we should have their body. All the rest of them are buried in France.
And this is the first from Monroe. Monroe County.
First from Monroe County for the Marines and the Polish community.
All right, I got it. Thank you.
100 years.